A very warm welcome to all of you to the 7th day of Faculty Development Program on Contemporary Trends in Commerce and Management Teaching and Research, organized by the Consortium of Higher Educational Institutions for the Research and Development. Learning is not attained by chance. It must be sought with ardor and attended with diligence. Today's session is on emerging research methodologies and research tools, which would be taken by dear Dr. R.B. Aishwarya ma'am, the Assistant Professor at Department of Commerce and Dean of Student Affairs at Stella College, Chennai. I'm delighted to introduce to all of you the resource person of the day. Ma'am has completed MCom, MBA, and PhD from University of Madras in Total Quality Management. She has cleared CS Foundation, pursuing the CS Executive now. Ma'am has been serving as a chair for various conferences and also served as the research supervisor at undergraduate and postgraduate programs in Stella College. Ma'am is also the reviewer for American Journal of Industrial and Business Management. She has received the Young Faculty Excellence Award, Best Researcher Award, and Young Women Scientist Award. Her area of specialization includes finance, HR, and the total quality management. On behalf of the gathering, I cordially welcome you, ma'am, to this session. Welcome, ma'am. Can you please unmute, ma'am? Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for the welcome given. I thank all the members and my sister principal, Dr. Stella Mary, for giving me this opportunity. Over to the session.
Okay. Yes, ma'am, we can start the session.
Is my screen visible?
Yes, ma'am.
So the topic given to me is emerging research methodologies and the research tool. So my agenda for the day will be on the discussion about this research, the structure of a research paper. So every tool that which I have taken over here, the research tools, the one that are preferably used in the modern day research is according to the structure of the research paper that which we use. We all know about the structure of the research paper. So every paper should have an abstract in the beginning and it should end with the conclusion, prior to which there should be some findings and suggestions. So accordingly, I have taken each of the two, keeping in mind the structure of the research paper. So these are all the types of tools that which I'll be discussing today, along with the methodology, emerging research methodology. So initially, the tool which I'm going to start with will be on abstract finding. Subsequently, I'll cover a few tools on literature review and academic writing. Then I'll be discussing the methodology, that which is emerging in commerce and management research, and few tools for analysis and interpretation, and certain referencing tool. And I will end with certain plagiarism checker tools, and then the points to be remembered while we present our paper, because we use all the tools. Prior to me, all the speakers spoke about what is the importance of the research tool. The research tool is a helping hand for us. It is not the complete work that which we can give to the research tool and we can relax ourselves. So we will have to take it as a helping hand, and so that our work will be easy and we can focus better on the presentation. So this is my agenda for the day. So initially, I'll start with what is an abstract before moving on to the abstract tools. So all of us know, as researcher, an emerging researcher or well-versed researcher for a certain number of years. So what is an abstract? So an abstract provides a short summary of large works. It could be from our research papers that which we do, or it will be in the dissertation also. Whatever it is, an abstract is very, very important because it speaks about our entire research. It is like a gateway for the research. So the reader should decide whether or not, if the abstract is good, the readers will decide whether we can continue reading the paper or not. So the abstract should be the key and the waypoint for the entire paper. There is a usual criteria that is followed by the journals or certain universities prescribe in the thesis what is the abstract size that should be. So general, it should be about 150 to 200 words. in which the researcher should state the underlying point. They should be very keen on stating the problem, and they should provide the research goal, results, and the implications, what all the methods they have used. So why this abstract is very, very important for us? Because it is, while submitting an article for the journal or conference proceedings, before looking into our full paper, the research paper, they focus mainly on the abstract. So depending on the abstract only, we will get a communication whether our paper is getting accepted or not. So for submitting our articles for journals or conference proceeding, the abstract is important. Secondly, when we are applying for any research grant, be it national grant or international grant, the abstract is important. The initial work starts with the abstract submission. Then for finalizing the thesis or a dissertation, abstract plays an important role. So we are going to see what are all the types of abstract that exist. Is my
Sorry
slide
to interrupt, ma'am.
Yes,
If
ma'am.
you could put the PPT on the slideshow mode, it would be a bit better to read for the audience.
Okay, yes, ma'am, I'll do that. Is it okay now? Is my abstract visible?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So there are the abstract list I have put on over here is preferably for our commerce and management research. There are few other types of abstract too, like structured, unstructured and all. But these are the ones which is very much preferably used in our commerce and management thing. Firstly, to start with, there is something called critical abstract. So what is this critical abstract? The limit of this abstract itself will be only for 450 words, and it will give a very deep discussion. It will validate whether there are certain types of validity like content, construct validity, and also all that will be, in a nutshell, will be told by this critical abstract. So where it is highly applicable means in the social science research, the critical abstract is very much used. Then the next one is called descriptive research. That is, as the name itself suggests, it gives a shorter view of the entire research work. So it will preferably be for 100 words or little longer than that. So one more important point to be remembered is that it gives no conclusion or recommendation. It will, if it gives the conclusion or recommendation part also, it will be called as an extended abstract. So without discussing the points about the conclusion or findings, if we just describe what our research work is, that is said to be descriptive abstract. The next one is said to be the highlight abstract. Its primary goal is to get the reader's attention. Like we send a paper for a conference, we will be very precisely mentioning what is the research objective and why are we taking out this study. If need arises, there will be little bit discussion on the results and conclusion. That is the major results and conclusion also will get covered in this particular type of abstract. So which is why it is called as highlight abstract. Then the last one is said to be the informative abstract. This is very common among the researchers and the writers, because this is what the many of us as researchers, we will be using only this informative abstract. Why? Because we will have something called keywords, and then we will start with an introduction, and then we will have like a methodology, what we are going to use, how we are going to conclude this paper. All this will be given in this informative abstract. So now coming to the abstract generation tool. So these are certain abstract generation tools. What all the ones that which I use here are not AI based. Some of the tools that which I use only are AI based, others are non-AI based tools. So these are all the preferred abstract generation tools. We might ask, we might get a doubt as to abstract is a thing that which should be written by the researcher. Why are we using something called abstract generation tool? Again, as prior to me, the resource person told, abstract generation tool is going to help us. It is not that we are as such depending on the tool for generating the abstract. We will have our own abstract. We will have the abstract framed in our own sentences, and we will further, for better execution of it, we are banking on these tools. So accordingly, we have here the edit pad, write full abstract generator, class gist and all. So today I am going to use the Spinboard and then Scholarly. So how to use the Spinboard as a tool, we are going to see now. Is my screen visible?
Yes, ma'am.
So it's very easy tool. You need not want to pay for any subscriptions and all. You are just going to go to Google and you just type it as Spinboard. So the Spinboard, I typed Spinboard over here, and it is going to take us to, let me just open it in the new tab. So you could see here that there are two sides that are visible. Are all of you able to see the two sides here? One side, on my left hand side, you have your text to rewrite, and on the right hand side, you have your rewritten text. Are you all able to find that?
Yes, ma'am.
So now what I'm going to do is that I'm going to paste the text. So for that, I have a research paper, and from there, I'm going to paste the text. Sorry, there's an ad appearing. So I click on basic spin here. So you could see here. Now you see, before the abstract was generated, this is the content which I wrote. I prepared my abstract, wherein the word limit is 766. And now what has happened, the same content only, but the tool has prepared it in this way. The word length has come to 818 now, but it has not excluded any of the words that which are given over here. Are you all able to see? No. Are you all able to see? What are all the contents that I have put on the left hand side, that it has been abstracted in a better manner in the right hand side. So this is, the speciality of the Spinboard tool. So after this, what you can do, you can go on for advanced paraphrase also. But certain things, it turns out to be as a freemium tool. Basic thing we can use. After this, if you want to move, like you want to concise your abstract, or you want to make in any other keywords, this thing and all, you can make it through the advanced paraphrase tool. Okay. So now what you can do with this, you can just copy it. You can just copy and you can paste it in the Word doc, so that your abstract will get prepared. Now I'm going to show you the paraphrase options also. In the paraphrase, you have 1 minute. So in the paraphrase here, it is actually something paid. So we will not focus on that. What will exactly happen on this paraphrase is that it will give on some additional keywords for us, or depending on the keywords, it will generate a refined abstract. So for us, this is the abstract that has been generated as of now using the Spinboard. So this is one tool, and I'm going to use one more, I'm going to tell about one more tool, that is Scholarcy. So the speciality of the Scholarcy we will be discussing on when we come to the review of literature part, or the article generation part, wherein you will get not only the abstract, you will get certain other points as well. So at the time, we will come to know more about this Scholarcy. So these are all certain abstract generation tools. The one that which is very much useful will be the Spinboard. And there's another tool called Abstraser. What is the speciality of this Abstraser tool is that the preferred English medium of language for generating abstract is the English. But here in this Abstraser, it uses the other languages also. Your abstract could be given in certain other languages also, like for example, Russian, or it generates in the Indian language, it takes up Hindi. The abstract is getting generated in Hindi. So these are all certain abstract generation tools. And the next one. So the next one, what we are going to see, the second component of the research paper will be the, review of literature. So for this review of literature is very much important for us, because it is the very big source for us to generate the articles the manuscripts that which we want according to our area of specialization. Either the commerce and management research is banned upon the finance or marketing or HR. So depending on our areas, what we will do, we will download the research articles and we will start writing our introduction part and the review of literature part. So here are certain tools for the review of to gather articles to do a review of literature. So let us just discuss few of the tools over here. All of us should be knowing about this academia.edu, ResearchGate, and then the Scopus, Elsewhere and all. So apart from that, I'm going to show few of the tools, few of the sources which act as the sources for generating the research articles and also for writing a research article. For literature review writing also, these sources are going to help us. It is not just going to help us with generation of a research article, just download and save it alone. There are certain other things we are going to do with the help of these 8 points that which I have put on over here. So initial thing is said to be the dimensions.ai. So what is the speciality of this dimensions.ai is that I will be working on the tool also, but before that a little introduction on the tool. So what is the use of this dimension.ai? All of us would have heard something called this bibliography analysis. So to do this bibliography analysis, this dimension AI is of great source. And then we have something called semantic scholar. This is
sorry to disturb you, ma'am. Could you
Yes,
please make the full screen?
Sorry?
Can you please make the full screen?
Yes, sir.
Slideshow.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Is that okay now?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So we are the semantic scholar is another research tool. Then connected papers. What is the speciality of this connected papers is that it will ask the question on what topic you want the paper. So it will, if supposing I want to know about the impact of TQM practices on organizational performance. So I type it as a sentence and it will generate the articles for me. So it will not only stop with generating of articles alone. It will give on some graphs. It will ask the question how to generate a graph. Graph here doesn't mean any diagrammatic representation. The tool itself is designed in such a way that it will give the content of the thing. That is, say what is the objective, what are the major findings, conclusion, and things like that. And it will add on. If need arises, we can elaborate our research work. Like for example, we can add on methodology, we can add on analysis. All that will get covered through this connected papers. Then there is something called elicit.org. And then papers. I'm not going to do this one alone. Advanced search on Google and then search operators, because that by itself is an important tool. But I have put on for your, I put this on for your reference. Now going back to the tools, I'll show how this dimension.ai works. As I will have to show the working of the tool, I will switch between the slideshow mode and the this thing. So are you all able to see this connected? See this connected, it is now asking me how you want to build a graph. What is the topic I want? So for example, I give.
Ma'am, we can't see the screen, ma'am.
Yeah, 1 minute. Now is it visible to all?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Sorry. See, now these many papers are there. Okay. I just gave my topic alone. So depending on the topic, it is sharing these many articles for me, research articles for me. So now I'm going to choose one of the papers from here. You see how it has been connected. That is the impact of TQM practices on organizational performance. Whoever is done, how many other authors have done. So with them, it has been all the research work that has been done by different authors are getting connected over here. Okay, so this is one thing, one speciality about the connected papers. So you can even generate a link and you can add this to your own reference library. With regard to reference management tool, I'll be talking now. Zotero, we have few reference this thing about that also I'll be talking. So I'm going to just download this article. So it is getting all. Are you all able to see? Are you all able to see?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So what I'll do is that I'm giving it as since you can open this with Adobe Reader also or JabRef, whatever it is. Since Adobe isn't rightly working in my system, I'm using the Zotero. So it is asking me whether this article should get connected to the Zotero. I'm giving yes. Now this is, actually the Zotero platform. It is a reference management tool. So what is happening over here? The connected papers. What are all the things that are connected? I just gave one sentence. Initially, it was showing me 4 articles, and you could see the list of articles that are added to my library now. All of them are on my particular topic, total quality management. So like that, each of us, depending on our research topic, we could use this tool. Okay. So like this elicit.org, due to time constraint, I will just tell what is this elicit.org alone, and then we will move on to the next. See this elicit.org. Again, I'm going to give the same question only. See, there are actually 4 papers that has been generated, relevant papers. All the 4 are relevant papers. Now, it is not going to just stop with, the what you call the manuscript finding alone. It is going to do certain other functions also. So, what is it? I'm going to give add column over here. So, this add column, it is going to show the main findings, methodology. So, if I had clicked on main findings and I'm just giving add new step. So here, if you see, initially when we came to the tool, it only showed us what is the title of the paper, the author, and then the abstract summary alone. But now if you see, it is showing the main findings also. So in what way this is going to help us means you can have your own reference library on this, or with this itself, you can generate your own abstract, or you can write your review of literature, which we will put it for a paragraph. So again, I can do one more step also, add new step. So let me just select a paper here. So one column is added. I'm going to add on one more thing, methodology. Methodology and then add new step. So just a minute, you see here. It has now the paper title and then the abstract summary, main findings, and then one more column called methodology. 1 minute. Are you all able to see the methodology part? Yes. Are you all able to see the methodology, fourth column?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am. That is very.
1 minute, 1 minute. See, ma'am.
Yeah, you can just.
So the paper, I'll just scroll down again. The paper, abstract summary, main findings, and then the methodology.
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Okay, so with this itself, we can write the review of literature. So these are all certain tools for generating our articles, the research articles through which we can proceed with review of literature. Now the next part, what we are going to do is about academic writing. So the purpose of gathering the research articles itself is to proceed with us in writing the manuscripts, literature review. So how we are going to proceed with academic writing, that's what is the next slide about. So for academic writing, I'll just put on the slideshow. So are you all able to see the tools for academic writing now?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So these are all the preferred tools which is used, like LaTeX, VOSViewer. Some of it act as a tool and some of it is a software. But all of them are freely downloadable and freely easily usable software. Or the tool. So say for example, this VOSViewer is a software. We'll be discussing how it works, and then the StartWit is a software. Then LaTeX is a software writing, academic writing software, which will help us to write both in a what you call diagrammatic manner as well as in a content manner. To show how it works, so I'll just start with LaTeX. So before moving on to the tool, I would like to give a short introduction about the LaTeX, how to use this tool. You will have to go to overleaf.com. I will explain through when I come to the working process. So once you select on this overleaf.com, it will automatically direct you to the software, LaTeX software. So the speciality of the software is that it is helpful in document preparing, and it is open source and free. It is available online and offline, and you can change the document. This is the important feature to be noticed in this particular LaTeX. So every time we have a structure of the paper that which is the article that which is written, we have certain page limit. The abstract means it should be for 150 or 200 words, and the full paper should be for a maximum of 10 pages. So like that, every journal has its own specification. Now there are certain journals, like for example, these days we do interdisciplinary studies, and we send our manuscripts even for the technical journals also, like IEEE transcript and all. So they will have a different sort of formatting. So the LaTeX is one such thing which caters our article according to their requirement. So you can frame your manuscript according to the specific journal or the conference format. Say for example, you have LC where you have IEEE, just now I told. So for those platforms and all, this is a very important software. So how we could this LaTeX works, we will learn. So we'll just go to Overleaf. So are you all able to see this Overleaf online LaTeX editor? Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So I'm going to click on new project. So why I'm giving new project means it's the very first manuscript we are going to write with the help of this Overleaf. So the blank project, I'll just give it as, I'll give the title as research manuscript. So I'm giving create. So you see here the two sides of the article. One which is the left side is for us to feed the details according to the requirement, and on the right side we will get the output. Okay, so it works by certain command, like how all of us would have heard of some programming or coding this thing and all. It has some code. So accordingly, the LaTeX software also has some code. So what is the thing that we need to do here? It is an article. All this will remain the same. In the title part alone, just because I gave us research manuscript, it has also taken the same, the default topic, but now I'm going to change the title. So what am I going to give? I have an article with me. I'm going to show how it works. Then if there is one author, you can, if you want to make it a two author means, just give a comma and then you'll have to add the author name. So now I'll have to just give recompile. If I give recompile, you see how the title has come. Are you all able to see?
Yes, ma'am.
So this begin and end command will remain the same. We are not supposed to change this. If we change this, the article will not, the journal will not get generated according to the particular requirement. So what we will do is that in this particular part, I'm going to just give the title, begin document, make title. Here I'm going to give it as abstract. On the section, I'm just going to give it as abstract. Okay. So the next one, I'm going to give it as a, I'm going to just paste the abstract. We might get a doubt why I'm using this. See, this is according to the normal requirement, but there are certain what you call IEEE format. I'm going to change that and show so that we will understand it better. Like how I have given begin over here, I need to just end the abstract part. See, now it has come to the abstract. Okay. So next to this, what I'm going to give, I'm not going to give the keyword, because for the keyword also the process is the same. You'll have to type section within bracket keyword. You'll have to paste the keyword content, then and then end. So instead of the keyword, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to go for the introduction. So introduction is all about text. So what we are going to do, text. Again, I give recompile. You see the introduction has come. But there is no gap between the abstract and the introduction. So for that, what we can do is that, again, I'll just recompile. So you can find little bit of space here. So like this, you will have to give one more space means. So the introduction with 2 to 3 spaces it has come. Okay. So now what we can do with this, I told you, I'm going to change the what you call requirement of it. So I'm just entering the square bracket. Supposing if we want two-side, I'm going to set it to IEEE pattern, means it will be like two-sided article. It will not be like, a top-down this thing. It will be appearing on two sides. So what I'll give is that two column. Then I give three column. So can you see the change here? Is it visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So this is how the LaTeX works. It is actually a very big tool. You have features like how to insert a diagram, how to insert a table and all. So as of now, this alone I am able to cover. So like this, you can even go on till the conclusion. Everything remains the same. Only point what you need to remember is that you will have to give a starting section and then the end section. So this is what is the point to be remembered with regard to LaTeX tool. The main feature is that the normal article that which we send on a Word doc is different, but it reframes according to every journal's requirement. That is why this tool is preferred in research manuscript. So the next one what we are going to learn about is the next writing tool is overview. Sorry, was viewer. So before I talk about the WAS viewer as a tool, I would like to give some intro about the bibliometric analysis. In fact, this is one of the emerging research methodology. So what is this bibliometric analysis? Bibliometric methodology is a new one. So to carry on that methodology, we use this bibliometric analysis. So what is it actually? All of us should have heard about this. So on the already published papers, prior to our research, there will be already published papers. So we will identify what is the relationship between each of the previously published paper, so that we will try to project some future trend. Depending on the link or relationship that which we have found, we will try to bring on some future trend. So it is one of the very important tool which gives a the outcome in a diagrammatic manner. But the outcome is not important. How we interpret it, how we analyze and write is very important. So it helps to identify the relevant literature. And again, for the journal editors and reviewers also, it is a very important tool. They prefer this bibliometric, the article that which is written using this bibliometric data. And it enhances the writing skill of the researcher. So how this bibliometric works? For this bibliometric analysis to be done, there are certain tools that are existing. So apart from all, this WAS viewer is a user-friendly tool, which is why I have chosen this, and I'll be explaining how it works. So for the tool to be used, you are in need of some data, which consists of the articles, the research manuscript. Depending on that only, you'll be able to proceed with. So the articles that which you want, you can generate it from Web of Science, Scopus. There is one dimension which I'll be showing right now, and then the PubMed. PubMed is preferably for the medicine journals, the medicine articles. So how it works, the WAS viewer. So the WAS viewer is a software. It's an easily downloadable software, freely downloadable and easily accessible too. So it is used by the researchers and then the for the journal editors, reviewers and all for co-citation, authorship and all. So it has a text mining functionality. The text mining functionality only works through, something called the diagrams. So we have certain visualizations for that. So depending on that, it works. What is this WAS viewer? It actually means visualization of similarities. The abbreviation for VOS is visualization of similarities. So you can just use this HTTPS wasviewer.com.download and it will easily get downloaded. So I have already downloaded and kept. One minute. I have stopped my screen sharing for a minute. 1 minute. So is my screen visible? I just went to Google and gave WAS Viewer download. So it has directed me to this page, WAS Viewer download. Okay. So I'm going to use this for Microsoft Windows. So it is getting downloaded. Are you all able to see the software that is getting downloaded?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. By the time it get downloaded, we'll see one more additional feature. I told you it works through this dimensions and then Web of Science or Scopus platform. So how to move on to this dimension now? I told you this dimension is both acting as a academic writing tool as well as the research articles generating tool. So what I'll do is that I'll just go to dimensions.ai. Are you all able to see the page that is appearing for Dimensions AI?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
I click on it. So you see here, this is the Dimensions AI. Like how we have our Scopus or Web of Science, this is yet another resource for us to get the research article. So now on this, you have so many. You could see the number that is displayed over here. I'm going to move on to research category. So in the research category, you have field of research and then you could find something called browse. So I click on that browse. So you could find here according to the discipline wise, how many articles are there? I mean, not the articles, how many sources are there? So now ours is actually commerce management. So I click on this commerce and management. So you could see here how many publications are there and how many databases there, and then the grant, patent and all. But for us to make it as a free tool, initially it is enough if we take into account the publications alone, because this publications itself, we can export it into a CSV file and then we can use it in the WAS viewer. So since the resources are too big in number, I have already exported it and kept. So I'm just going to use it now. Only one output I'll show.
Ma'am, do you have to have a CSV file or a BibTeX file, ma'am?
You need to have it as a CSV file, ma'am. Initially, the CSV file will be easy than the big text. So now the software is ready. So here you could see the CSV file. The entire article that which I showed you there, it has been exported into a CSV file like this. This only is going to help us for us to do the VOS-VIOR analysis. Okay, now I'm just going to give, let me just explain to you what all the various components that are there. This is the network visualization, which shows us the link between one article and one author's work and the other author's work. Then the overlay is the strength of the link that has been created, and the density is how many repeated occurrences are there on the article that has been written. So I'm just going to do the analysis now. In the analysis, you have this option create and then open. So I'm just going to create. So it asks three options. So whether you want to create a map based on network data or bibliographic data or text data. So I'm going to choose bibliographic data, which we have generated through the CSV file. So I just showed you the CSV file. That is what I'm going to use now. Then you see now it is showing me the option whether you want to go by Web of Science or Scopus or Dimension. So I want to go by Dimension. One minute. So next. One minute, please give it time. Since too many tabs are open, my system is getting hang. I'm sorry. I'll show this process again. Create. So you could see here the dimension specific CSV file. Then okay. So it is now reading. Sorry, my system is stuck for a minute. Can you please bear with me? Can I be excused for a minute?
Sure, ma'am. No problem, ma'am.
Or I'll choose the option. If I take all the three, the volume is too big, so I'll just take on text today. Now you see it is asking me for the option title and abstract, title field or only abstract field. So I'm only going to give the abstract and then I give next. So it is extracting the item, how many abstracts are related amongst the work that which is done by various authors. So it is now extracting. After extracting, it will show out of the total number of articles, how many are exactly related to the topic. Sorry. So let it come. In the meantime, I'll try to cover the other points also. So we spoke about this was viewer. So the next one is tag web. Due to time constraint, I'm not going deep into it. So might be I'll give to the share all these links so that it will be useful for all of you. So the tag bit is again one more content wherein you can upload the document. I don't know how many of you have noticed this in our Adobe. There is a particular point called highlight the text. So the same thing only here also we are going to see, but that highlighting of the text itself, suppose in one paragraph it has been highlighting, means it will go with a keyword and then how many keywords are there, depending on that it will highlight the text and show. So it is one of the qualitative research tool, and again it is it will operate on all the platforms like Windows or Mac or whatever it is. Then it takes into account all text content, be it in PDF form or Word doc, whatever it is. Only thing what you'll have to do is that you'll have to download this tag it, and then you will have to start working on it. Might be the screenshots I will share with the team so that you all can use. So all these are about the academic writing thing. The next part is on methodology. So before I could throw on certain inputs on methodology, all of us will be knowing what is the difference between method and the methodology. A method is something which will focus on the research problem. So say for example, I want to know how many employees are affected by way of low wage payment, or how many employees are not satisfied with their job that which they are doing. So that is my research problem. So to find out that what is the methodology I'm using, whether I have a interview with them or I have feedback mechanism with them, so that is said to be methodology. So the basic difference between method and methodology is that methodology acts as a tool. It could be anything. It could be like a survey, it could be like a questionnaire, whatever it is. But the method is that it will focus on the research problem. So we all know already how many types of research methods are there. Ma'am, can I just take 5 to 10 minutes, ma'am? I'll finish it off. Ma'am?
Sure.
So we have actually the earlier method like a cause and effect approach, then what you call the routine research methodology we would have known. So apart from that, we have all these other new ones like qualitative research, quantitative. So what is meant by this qualitative research method? It gives a deeper understanding on the research work. So we have certain tools that are generated for this. Even now I showed this boss view. No, that is also a tool that is used for finding out the in-depth exploration or behavior of the respondents. Then the next one is said to be the quantitative one, which focus on the numerical data. This I think all of you should be knowing, and depending on this, we will be using our statistical tools. So the mixed method is one such thing which uses both the qualitative and the quantitative. Then there is something called ethnographic research, a very new research wherein a research problem is chosen, and the behavior of the respondents is observed and analyzed then and there through mobile. So this the tool that has been reframed now is said to be mobile ethnography. It is nothing but the research that is done completely through our mobiles. Then the next one is said to be the neurobiological research. So the name suggests neurobiological. We all will be thinking it is meant for some science studies, but it is not so. It is for our marketing or human resourcing, wherein you want to know about the in-depth behavior of the consumers, like taking into account, you show a product to them, and especially in marketing research and all, be it in test marketing stage, how do they sense, how do they feel? So taking into account all that is said to be the neurobiological research. Then this is augmented reality research methodology, that is AI. We have various tools for that. So depending on that, if we proceed with our research, that is said to be augmented this thing. Then there is something called predictive analysis. So what is this predictive analysis? Means we work with the code, and then especially here again in marketing research, this predictive analysis is very much helpful. You're going to identify the pattern and behavior, and you come to a future, you do your research on a futuristic approach, provided you use certain machine learning algorithms and then deep learning techniques to it. And the next one is said to be the quantum research methodology. So what is meant by this quantum research? It's an extension of the what are all the tools that which we have discussed now. Then the next one is bibliographic. Just now I shared with you. Research gamification. The other day, my other professors done a study on this. Like you find out certain important terms to it and you relate it to a particular topic. So that is research gamification. So even on research, the gamification has been done. And the other one is the sensory testing and then the crowdsourcing. All these are the ones which are highly playing an important role in marketing research. So these are all the emerging methodologies. And the other one what you have now is the next part of a paper will be for analysis and interpretation. So any analysis tool that which you use is categorized into three: the diagramming tool and then the statistical tool. So I have taken the diagramming tool alone. I have put on few tools like Visio. This Visio is one such thing wherein you can draw a flowchart thing, and infogram means you want to bring in some charts or graph. So for that, this infogram is useful. Origin Pro is again a software based tool which is working through the Microsoft. You can draw some flowcharts or diagrams with it. And then there are certain statistical tools like SPSS, MATLAB and all. So SPSS by itself is an important tool. All of us should be knowing certain inputs on SPSS. And then the other tools, these are all the ones. DisplayR is an added statistical tool along with SPSS. So what are the features that are they? Say for example, if you want to run a chi-square test, that the chi-square test you can do in this DisplayR also. Then there is something called heat map. This heat map alone, I would like to tell what is this actually means. Wherein, say for example, in marketing research, you want to know about 4 to 5 regions. So which region has got major sales or which region has got major amount of profit. So to know that, this heat map tool is very much useful. So apart from this, in SPSS, we will be using the descriptive statistics and inferential statistics. So all these are statistical tools. Then if at all we have any content for online content, research content, and if we are wanting to publish it, means these tools are very much useful. So this beautiful AI is, similar to our PPT only, our Google Slides and PPT what we are using. But according to the theme that which we are taking, it will generate the slides. So that is the speciality of this beautiful AI. Now coming back to our VOS viewer output, let us see whether the output has been generated. Yeah, you could see the output that has come over here. Are you all able to see? Are you all able to see?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So now what we will do is that I click on the term work engagement. See, the work engagement term has been linked with these of the other terms. Like for example, burnout, you have turnover intention, you have transformational leadership, you have. So the one which has got the bubble, that which are remaining bigger, that is said to be a cluster, big cluster, or the strengthened cluster we call it as. So when this tool anyone could generate, over practice we could easily generate, but the most important thing is how we write our interpretation. So how to write our interpretation means, here down, can you all see the item clusters and all? So I'm just going to take this work engagement. Work engagement as an item has formed two strong cluster. What is the two strong cluster means? Burnout and then the program. Because that only the font has been big and the bubble is also big. So it is linked with 569 other terms over all the research that has been done. And then the total strength is 7,760. This particular term has occurred all throughout the dimension database. In 516 articles, this particular term has been used. This is how we need to write the interpretation with regard to WAS viewer. So you can do the other way also. I mean, you can do a research on it and you can explore yourself. Now, how to share, save alone, we will have to just see the same output. What we can do is that you can go to screenshot and you can save it. Either you can print it or you can save it. So how to save means, in the desktop itself, you can save, and you can click on the option called JPEG, because JPEG only will make the the output in a visible manner. So you can save it in the JPEG mode. Are you all able to see?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So now to conclude, all these tools are there for us to, to make our presentations interactive and then to ease our work, research work. But how we present it is very, very important. So certain points to be remembered when we are presenting a quantitative data. We need to take care of the people to whom our data is going to reach, and then the purpose why we prepared this research and the data, and prior to us, what all were the work done, and the practicalities, how it is going to be of use. So taking into account these four, you will have to present it. Then the table, graph, and figure and all, every time, all of us know how to name a table or number a table. That and all due care should be taken, and boredom should be avoided. Most important thing, the sans serif font will have to be followed for figures, that is with no edges. Sans serif font means font with no edges, that is the Virginia and Calibri, and serif font will have to be used for the content inside the table, that is Times New Roman. So all these are the points to be taken when you are presenting the quantitative data. And the next one is with regard to the qualitative data. Supposing just now I showed you the WAS viewer output. So when showing it, the output itself is very much minimal. We need not want to write much and much. The extract should be very short. It should be representing the research work, that which the actual purpose of the research work. And apart from that, most important thing, it should respect the confidentiality. It should be error free, and then it need to cite the resources. Okay. So the last one, what we will end with, the structure of the research paper, we come to the conclusion. So we have certain reference tool. So what are the referencing tool that which we have means Zotero. Just now I told you how to see the Zotero. The Zotero, you can have it as, you can download the Zotero and you can have it in 3 ways. So how many ways you could see means, in my desktop itself, I have kept it, the Zotero, and I have pinned it to the what you call taskbar. This is one way. And on the Google Chrome, you can add it and show the Zotero. As a shortcut, you can, as a plugin, you can show, and that is another way. Then on the Microsoft Word, here also you can have the Zotero. So these are all the 3 ways you can use your references. Zotero as a reference management tool. Now, what is the speciality of it means? Say, for example, I take this meta-analysis. So here itself, the abstract details are getting generated. You can add it. Or what you can do is that every paper along with the what you call PDF, it will get generated. That is the speciality of the tool. That both as a PDF as well as what you call the abstract, you'll be able to use this tool, and you can make your own reference. Then apart from this, you can use the what you call referencing using your Microsoft Word also. Apart from depending on the tool like Zotero, Mendeley the other day ma'am discussed. So you can do your referencing with the what you call Word doc also. So how you can do is that you can go to manage sources. and then you can get the content type. So in this itself, you have the style. Say for example, you want to type any new thing. Already I have typed and kept few references, so that I can do. So I can just close it. And then here you see various what you call styles are there. APA, Chicago and all MLA style is there. So which one ever you want, you can use that. Then the bibliography. So if you just click on this, this insert bibliography should be enabled. So that if you click, automatically the reference work will get displayed at the end. Okay, so insert bibliography. So now I haven't selected, so it is not coming. So otherwise, this insert bibliography, if you click on, this should be visible. Then you can add your references in the Word doc itself. So this is about the thing. And lastly, our research paper should end with, plagiarism. It should be free from plagiarism. We need to ensure that our paper is, another thing. So you have certain plagiarism tools like Tootly checker, plagiarism checker and all. So one easily, you have even Turnitin also. So one easily available tool is something called small SEO tools. So the small SEO tools, you can use it and you can see, you can download the plagiarism report also. I hope so some of us would have used the small SEO tools. So for us to see how much is the plagiarism content. So that's my end of the thing. I have, so SEO, small SEO tools for plagiarism, you can use this. So that's the end of my presentation.
Ma'am, can you share this PPT and if there is any supporting document?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
In our WhatsApp group, so we can use it, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Because
Definitely.
this bibliography analysis, VOS, we were. So for that, any like supporting document that is, if you have that, can you please share us?
Yes, ma'am. Sure, I'll do that, ma'am.
Any manual, anything is there, we can use it.
I'll do that. I'll do that.
Yeah. Thank you so much, ma'am.
So I'm sorry for taking 10 minutes of time extra because of the technical difficulties.
Reenu, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am. It was really wonderful listening to your presentation today. On behalf of this virtual gathering, we are really indebted to you for bringing in such a vast amount of information in such a short span of time and in the most wonderful manner. So we are
Reenu, ma'am,
really
your face is not visible.
Yes. So as we reach the culmination of our 7 days FTP, which were insightful sessions, engaging discussions, and valuable interactions, this FTP has proved to be an incredible journey filled with learning and inspiration for all of us. I am filled with a sense of gratitude and appreciation to all those who joined the hands and worked behind the scenes for the successful execution of this faculty development program. I take this moment to express my sincere thanks to all the principals of the consortium for providing the necessary support and resources. It has been a truly commendable work. I do appreciate the chief conveners of the FTP who have got together and brought in a tremendous effort to ensure the smooth execution of all the sessions over the last 1 week. I appreciate Dr. Aloysius Edward from Kristu Jayanti College, Dr. Manuel Taro from St. Aloysius College, Mangalore, Dr. Renuka Rajratnam from Stella Maris, Dr. G. Kavita and Dr. Vidyakala from PSGR Krishnammal College. I also congratulate the FDP coordinators, Dr. C. Nagdeepa, Dr. A.J. Excelsi, Dr. Carolyn Jennifer, Dr. Ron Wright, Dr. Renuka Devi, Dr. Teres Priyadarshini, Dr. S. Sujata, Dr. Lara Priyadarshini, for their attention to detail, meticulous planning, and the dedicated hard work which has gone through. My sincere appreciation goes to all the resource persons of the 7 days for their commitment towards empowering the educators today. As we conclude this FDP, let's remember that our learning journey doesn't end here today. The insights and knowledge that were shared with us must be integrated in our teaching practices in order to benefit the student community and our institutions as a whole. May this continue as our practice to strive for excellence in our noble professions. I request all the participants to do fill the feedback form given in the chat box. Together, let's continue to shape the future of education, thanking all the participants for their active presence throughout and their intense desire to learn from all the resource persons. Thank you, one and all.
Sure.
Thank you, Reenu ma'am. Thank you so much. The FDP certificate will be issued within 10 days, and the videos and the resource materials will be shared in the WhatsApp group. Please stay tuned. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Could you please send the feedback link, ma'am? I'm not able to access it
Yes, Aishwarya,
in the
ma'am,
chat box.
yeah.
Ma'am, we will share in the WhatsApp group also, ma'am.
Yeah, okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Can I leave, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Can we
Thank
leave
you
the
for your
session?
thank you for your help, ma'am.
Thank you so much, ma'am. It was wonderful session. Thank you so much.
It was a pleasure listening to you, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Hope to see you soon. Okay.
It's my pleasure.
Thank you, ma'am.
Bye, ma'am.
Bye, ma'am.
Bye. Good night.